Okay, my name is Sintayo Safa. This course is designed for third year management student. Therefore, today we are going to start the first chapter that is about an introduction to operations research. Therefore, after completing this chapter, you are going to define what an operations research is, and also you should identify the nature and significance and the features of operations research. And finally, you are going to understand models and modeling in operations research. Therefore, to start with the first issue in operations research, an operations research is a quantitative technique that can help managers to make a decision while exhibiting different kinds of business problems in their business enterprises. Therefore, in our today's social and business environment, this decision-making becomes a complex task. Therefore, the term this operations research is consisting of two terms, operations and research. Normally, operations is related with the conversion of input on output, whereas research is normally it is a way of finding a solution for the problem which is exhibiting in the enterprise or companies. Therefore, an operations research is a quantitative tool which is specifically related with mathematical technique and tools that help us enterprises to solve practical decision problems with an economic or engineering nature. Therefore, you can observe or you can find different definitions which is provided by different scholars. For example, if you see the definition which is provided by Chairman, operations research is a scientific method and technique and tools to problems involving the operation of system. And also you can find another definition which is provided by Mursi and Kimball. OR is a quantitative basis for decision under their control. And also a definition which is provided by also Clark, which is related with OR is the art of winning war without actually fighting with them. And also you can find a lot of definitions while reading different books related with this quantitative analysis or related with operations research or with mathematical issues. Therefore, finally, from the above definitions which is provided by different scholars, we can conclude that OR helps us to find an optimal or near optimal solution to complex decision-making problems. When we come to the historical background of the operations research, the historical background of operations research, it is dated back to the 3rd century before the birth of Christ in the Second Punic War, with analysis and solutions that Archimedes named for the defense of the city of Syracuse by the Romans. And after this development, in the 16th century, Leonardo da Vinci took part in the war against Risa, and in this century, operations research helped to construct ships, armored vehicles, cannons, or war machines. And when we come to the 19th century, this Frederick W. Taylor, is father of scientific management, emphasized on the scientific analysis specifically in relation with the production. And in the 20th century, Erlang, which is a Danish mathematician, published a work on the telephone trafficking. And also in the 1930s, Levinson, also an American astronomer, applied this scientific analysis for problems in merchandising. But the biggest historical development of an operations research, which is started in the Second World War. Therefore, the name also derived from its use for research on military operations during the war. But since the strategic and technical decisions during the war are very complicated, therefore, after the end of the Second World War, an operations research helped business enterprises specifically to problem the business-related issues in their enterprises or companies. Therefore, this is a short historical background of this operations research. When we come to the nature and significance of operations research, the ultimate objective of this operations research is to examine, formulate, and analyze and treat and solve the problem of management in a scientific way. Therefore, this an OR study is always rooted in mathematical issues. It is also interdisciplinary by its nature, and also it has an overlap with social sciences and the natural sciences, specifically related with the industrial engineering and management science, psychology, and economics. This is the nature and significance of operations research. When we come to the principal phase for implementing an OR, the first phase of this OR is, which is defining the problem, which is related with the description of the decision alternatives, the determination of the objective of the study, and the specification of the limitation under the model in which the system operates. And in the second step, we are going to see the model construction. And the third one is model solution, that is mathematical and statistical tools in implementing these issues. And the last one is the implementation of the solution to find the best solution for the problem which is existing in the enterprises. Therefore, when we come to the feature of an operations research, there are a lot of features or characteristics that you can find. But for this course, the first feature of or characteristic of this operations research approach is it is an interdisciplinary team approach, because it considers different teams of scientists from various disciplines, whereas the second one is methodological approach, which is application of scientific methods, techniques and tools to problems involving the operation of system. And the third characteristics is holistic approach, which is taking into account all significant factors to find the best optimum solution to the total organizations. And then lastly, which is related with the objectivistic approach. Therefore, in operations research, there are two objectives, whether it is maximization or minimization. And the last one is decision making. Specifically, this helps management to make better decision. In addition to this stated above 5 basic characteristics of operations research, the tool or the approach also additionally it will employ or it will use computers, it will use of scientific research. It considers also human factors and optimize the total output to meet its stated objective. Therefore, finally, we are going to see the model and modeling in operations research. Normally, we know that model is an abstract reality. Model can be either simple or complex based on the situations which is involved. Therefore, normally, every aspect in reality cannot be represented by model. Therefore, for a model to be effective, it should be representative. Therefore, when we come to the classifications and operations research, these are the 5 basic classifications. Therefore, based on structure, the model of operations research can be classified as physical model and symbolic. Based on function or purpose, it is descriptive model, predictive, or normative or optimization model. Based on the time it takes, this operations research model can be static model or dynamic. And based on degree of certainty, this model can be either deterministic or probabilistic model. And based on method of solution, it can be classified as heuristic, analytical, and simulation. Therefore, as you can see from this PowerPoint display, physical model is related with the physical appearance of the real object, whereas symbolic model is representing the real situations by letters. When we come to the second classification based on function or purpose, descriptive model is normally related with these utilizing the different observation, survey, questionnaire, so as to represent the real life problem which is existing in the enterprise, whereas predictive model is helps for business enterprises so as to predict if this occurs, then what follow, which is identifies or which displays the relationship between dependent and independent variable, whereas the last one is normative or optimization model, which is involving the best or optimal solution to problems, which is under limitation. The third classification is based on time. This is a static model which do not account for change over time, whereas dynamic model which allows the impact of change due to time. Whereas the next classification is based on degree of certainty, deterministic model or probabilistic. Deterministic model, which is related with known certainty, the variables, whereas probabilistic or stochastic model, which is related with variable, which is at least one parameter or decision variable is a random variable. And the last one is based on method of solution. A model can be either heuristic model, analytical, or simulations. This heuristic model, which employs a set of rules, which is not optimal, which can be applied by managers in a consistent manner, whereas analytical model, which is related with the mathematical structure, specifically related with the linear programming model, whereas the last simulation model which is not solved by mathematical issue, but it is used by computer-assisted experimentation in order to provide a real-life problem solution. Therefore, this is your first assignment, which is from chapter 1. You can define what an operations research is and also discuss the origin and the development and state the major application area of OR model. Therefore, what you should bear in your mind here is that at least a minimum that is less than 2 pages is needed. Therefore, thank you very much for your stay in this chapter. Next, we are going to see the second chapter, that is linear programming model. Thank you very much.